The truth will set you free, with Hector Melo.
For centuries, scientists agree that planet Earth has passed through a planetary cataclysm or catastrophe. Such events may be the cause to others such as the Ice Age. Are scientists also aware that this event may be a recurrent event, in other terms, that happens each certain millennium? Today, we're going to study deeply the planetary catastrophe theory. Please stay tuned. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to The Truth Will Set You Free. Once you do that, now we are ready to proceed. The cosmos is a compound of belts of asteroids, moons orbiting planets, galaxies, and kinetically planetary formations. Astronomers have placed a detective trying to solve the case, as cosmic theories are based on how happened everything there to determine what already exists now in the cosmos. The moon and asteroids belts, according to astronomers, are the result of cosmic collisions and planetary attraction. These astronomers work as forensic detectives trying to discover a crime. It is impossible to know everything, but we must have the desire at least to know as much as we can. The complete cosmic history is probably out of our reach now, but even so, we know that the cosmos has its own history. Planets, asteroids, comets, and stars, they all have their own history, individually and collectively. Everything that exists in the cosmos has its own history and has its own explanation as well. Before knowing the neighbor's house, it will be better that we try to know about our own house first. The history of planet Earth began approximately 4.5 billion of years ago. It is a young planet belonging to a young system. The history of our planet from its beginning until now is our greatest curiosity. It is more important to know about our home first in order to understand what is outside of it. The early human history began not with the formation of our planet, but with the first inhabitants of Earth. The history is nothing else than the narrative of a series of events featuring living beings, often intelligent. Each phenomenon, every event, every action, everything that had happened has an explanation in the cosmos. The Earth is part of the cosmos. Within the official human history, there is an hidden history. Everything that has happened on this planet since its formation until now has an explanation. No matter which event flourished Earth since its inception until now, everything and absolutely everything has an explanation. Everything that had happened has a cause and a consequence. The coincidences and luck do not exist. Coincidences and luck are the answer that someone gives to an unknown phenomenon, that he does not know nothing about it and does not want to investigate the real reason either, since a greater effort is required in order to get to the truth. It is easier to invent an excuse or say what a coincidence, rather than to investigate in a responsible and effective manner in order to offer a result, nothing else but the truth. Remember that most of the content discussed on the Truth Will Set You Free channel are material taken from the book What Really Happened by Hector Melo. The same can be found by clicking on Hector Melo's book icon at the home page of this channel, or by clicking on the link found on the description of this video. What Really Happened recounts the secret history of humanity and reveals the true identity of the gods of antiquity. You may also find other books being written by this author, including his Anunnaki saga, Anunnaki the Creation, Anunnaki War of Gods, and Anunnaki the Rebellion. For these and more, please visit www.lulu.com. Nothing happens by coincidence. Nothing that can be seen with our own eyes happens by coincidence. Although we do not know the origin of that phenomenon in particular, not knowing The real response of the unknown phenomena does not give us a license to lie or for making up stories. Everything that the terrestrial human being do not know about its origin, they invent their own origin and then invent a divine origin as well. The divine is the answer of the ancient man about the real phenomena which do not know its real origin. Remember my psychological aspect of the ancient man theory. The ancient early humans had less access to information than which we have nowadays. The ancient early humans tried to answer the same questions that we still have today, but the ancient early humans did not know what we know nowadays. And many today are still very ignorant concerning Earth's reality. Others do not, but vast majority within terrestrial humanity has always been ignorant, since elitist society had banned the hidden knowledge from the terrestrial humans. Everything that has happened on Earth actually has an explanation and is not a divine explanation. Nor magic, nor spell, or divine feats can make Earth to rotate on its own axis. Energetic forces are what make Earth to rotate on its own axis, and this is a real and verifiable cosmic energy, because this same behavior manifests itself in the rest of the cosmos with other cosmic bodies too. The global planetary cataclysm or catastrophe theory explains the possibility that in antiquity, once or several times planet Earth has suffered some natural disasters of great magnitude. This catastrophe have left as consequences floods, earthquakes, disappearance of cities, glaciation, among others. Many different kinds of cataclysm events have been recounted by ancient myths and legends of ancient civilizations. It is very strange that within the history of a civilization or within its legend, it is not a description of some destructive cataclysm that ended the existence of these civilizations. Several ancient civilizations narrate natural disasters affecting populations in the past, such as the Sumerians, Greeks, Romans, and other civilizations of ancient Mesopotamia. Among other, Greek mythology tells the story of a great flood produced by Poseidon, who by orders of Zeus had decided to put the end of human existence for having accepted the fire that Prometheus had stolen from Mount Olympus. Deucalion and his wife Petra were the only survivors. Prometheus told his son Deucalus to build an ark in which introduced a pair of each animal. At the end of the flood, once the earth dried out and the waters receded of the sea, the ark of Deucalus landed on Mount Parnassus. If you are a fan of the ancient astronauts, the unknown and mystery, you will love to take a look at some cool stuff made for you. Just visit the official Hector Melo shop. You may find there items based on those characters that we love. The Anunnaki, the Alpha Centaurians, the Zeta Reticulans, the Pleiadians, the Orions, the Olympians, the Chivalrous, and more. Please visit www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. Cool t-shirts, mugs, apparel, and more. www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. In the Jewish Christian tradition, the global flood is narrated in the book of Genesis from the Pentateuch and included equal in the Torah. This legend tells how the patriarch Noah built an ark which saved his family and also took of every early animal species, the male and his female. This is found in the book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 2. Noah, the animals, and their relatives were the only survivors around the world. This flood was a punishment sent by God of the Judeo-Christian tradition against early humans due to their evil behavior and wickedness in the world. Within the text of ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia, a famous legend known as the story of Napishtim, which is contained within the epic poem of Gilgamesh, tells also a flood story, very similar to the previous one told. The old text tells that god Enlil decided to destroy humanity because he was annoyed at the loud noise humans made. Then God Ea warns Unapestim, Mesopotamian Noah, and instructs him to build a navy ship. The vessel should contain inside animals and seed. Once the day of flood came, all humanity perished, except Unapestim and his companions. Unapestim realized that waters went down to its level and released a cloud which hovered over the waters, going back and forth until the waters of earth were evaporated. Unapestim made an offering, and the gods they were satisfied by this sacrifice. A very similar story is narrated in ancient Sumerian tablets from the city of Ur, in which the protagonist from Enki, Ea, prevents the flood is Isozudra. The same can be seen in a tale of Akkadian origin, entitled Atrahasis. This epic poem tells the story from the creation up to the global flood. Although scientists are not completely in agreement with respect to the flood or global catastrophe theory, many have some hypotheses that could support this theory. A possible scenario would be the idea that the so-called flood were the result of another greater earlier disaster, such as the Ice Age. This is a long period in which Earth's temperature gets lower until reaching certain frozen by ice state. This affects most of Earth's regions covering oceans and seas. It changes completely Earth's climate, resulting in an expansion of a continental ice cap and glaciers. The planetary cataclysm or catastrophe theory explains that the Ice Age might be the result of another previous event. A cosmological phenomenon consists of an assumption about the crossing of a visiting star, system, planet inside or outside our solar system. The visiting cosmic body will not belong to our host solar system, but its orbit intersect each other at some point through millennia. This cosmic visitor could be a planet, a sun, an asteroid of immense dimensions, or even an intersected galaxy, an intersection between two or more galaxies. Remember, subscribe to this channel, hit that button. Now we can continue. This theory is based on the possibility that every certain cosmic age, a celestial body invades our home solar system. This event, of course, generates disasters on planet Earth, like tsunamis, earthquakes, floods, up to global ice age. The global ice age could be a consequence of a cosmic event, as the inclusion of a cosmic body or the crossing of a planet. The existence of certain crossing planets has been proposed for the explanation and support of this theory. Among these alleged planets we found Nibiru, Planet X, Hercules, Kepler 452b, any of the planets of the system Kepler 186, among others. The inclusion of this intruder star to our solar system will be the result of orbital movements, thanks to its elliptical type orbit, an orbit not uniform in its circulation while performing the movement of translation. Researcher Percival Lowell called Planet X in 1906 to a so-called planet that should exist in the outer boundaries of the solar system. This caused an academic debate that was researched with the help of astronomical instruments by the end of the 19th century and at the first decades of the 20th century. Several astronomers felt that an unknown body was found beyond Neptune, the farthest planet known to date. Pluto was discovered in 1930 by a follower of Lowell, thanks to the search for Planet X. Planet Nibiru to the Babylonian was a celestial body associated with god Marduk. Nibiru means place that crosses, or place of transition. In many Babylonian texts, it is identified with the planet Jupiter. For others could be Venus. Although within the fifth tablet of Enuma Elish is associated with polar star. For For some scholars, the visiting planet or planetary disaster theory understands that Nibiru or any other could be the visiting planet or crossing planet. Another thing that scientists had recently admitted is that the next ice age could be occurring in the next 1,500 years of its age. The most interesting thing is that the investigators of this phenomena knew this event happened. They also know that this phenomena happened more than once. In other words, it had happened in several occasions, and finally they admit it will happen again. This means only one thing. This is a cyclic event. Our scientists had argued that planet Earth has gone through an event known as glaciation or ice age. Scholars of this phenomena had not only admitted that planet Earth has gone through a glaciation, but several. That is to say that this event is an event that has happened more than once. Remember to follow us on our social media: XCOM, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Don't forget to follow. The fact that the glaciation is a cyclic event, that is to say, an event that happens after a certain amount of years passed and the process is repeated over and over again. This is almost incredible, since it's proven that Earth had passed through more than a single ice age. In reality, could be several cataclysms like this that had given as a result several successive ice ages. A question arises: what kind of cosmic phenomena could produce an ice age? For answering that question, we first need to place a simple example in order for understanding this theory deeply. Suppose that you are in a forest, already after the evening and nighttime activities. You and your friends make a campfire. Then your friends feel cold and start to sit around the campfire one by one. At that very moment, you feel a bit cold as well. You get closer to the campfire in order to warm up your body. Since by more physical exercises carried out, your body doesn't seem to be hot enough to neutralize the low temperature of the forest at night. Besides, one of your friends has a shelter and clothing that keep him warmed up enough. But the difficulty lies in that by being close to the campfire, he feels too much heat and decides to take off his jacket. Once he does that, then they stay away from the campfire. His heat is neutralized by the compensation generated by the cold temperature of the environment. In both cases, someone felt cold and the other felt hot, but by just taking a decision with respect to the move away or approach the campfire makes the only difference here, since they are getting opposite results. One is cold and the other is heated. The one who is cold approaches the campfire to warm up his body. On the other hand, the one who is pretty hot moves away from the campfire to avoid burns. Whatever the situation and condition of the individual are, just by approaching a campfire are heated, and by staying away from it effectively cool him down. It is a fact that Earth cannot cool down by itself, since it does not have a freezing refrigerator in its core. In the same way that the body of a camper cools down while moving away from the campfire, also Earth cools down while moving away from its campfire, the Sun. The only possibility that Earth passed through a period of global freezing, in other words, ice age, is if our planet moves away from the Sun. This is easy to understand. This indicates that Earth, in some way or another, is getting away from our Sun. Maybe after thousands of years everything returns to its course. If we take into account the case of Pluto, this cosmic body is the coldest of our system for one simple reason. It is the farthest from the campfire, in other words, the Sun. On the other hand, Mercury is the nearest to our Sun. That is why its temperatures are highest and the hottest of all. Everything Absolutely everything in the whole cosmos has an understandable, explainable, and logical explanation. Hi, this is Hector. If you really want to help us to make this channel to grow, you may consider making a donation to the Truth Will Set You Free PayPal account, which is hmelo25@yahoo.com. Thank you. We really appreciate your contribution. What happens to our solar system every time that elapses these certain thousands of years that causes Earth to move away from the Sun? An astronomical principle established that the cosmic body that has greater mass in space attracts toward its center the cosmic body that has less mass. This explains why the Moon orbits Earth, but does not fall toward its center, because Earth exerts a force of attraction towards the Moon, but also the Sun exerts a force of attraction on it. This creates the balance. A planetary disaster that brings as a consequence a glaciation on planet Earth, a cosmic phenomenon produced by the inclusion of an intruder cosmic body in our solar system, an intruder space station, mothership, or planet which crosses by our solar system. For a crossing to happen, it is required that an object run through a trajectory perpendicular to the trajectory of another object, exactly like a cross. This will be an intersection of vectors, but visually from a symbol of the cross. Although the cross is a dogmatic religious symbol, it is more ancient than all religions. We find the symbol of the cross in different artistic representation belonging to some ancient civilizations. The cross has been everywhere, even before religions. This is the Ant cross, an important ancient Egyptian device. Its cross shape would represent a planet or cosmic body crossing into another. The horizontal line is the horizon. The vertical line is the crossing trajectory, and the globe represents its position in the upper part of its crossing cosmic body. Of course, this could be a giant space station also. For this reason, many religions adopted the symbol of the cross, since it reminds us our unfortunate but true reality. After a planetary disaster, the most possible thing that could happen is that life on Earth will be starting over from the survivors' refugees, or to create life from scratch through genetic manipulation, creating life by using technology and cosmic knowledge. Then the gods and smart beings come to Earth to create life. We find such stories in various legends of ancient civilizations. According to the experts, the last glaciation could have happened approximately 110,000 years ago. The evolutionists think that evolution can convert beings into another. As the case of the so-called man-ape evolution, it will take approximately millions of years. A successive evolution could not have ever existed, since it will be interrupted by each and every glacial age when almost everything freezes and dies. For making this planetary rescue, someone must have been in charge. Someone must be responsible for making such exploit. Saving millions of living species is not an easy task. It is more likely that the Elohim return each time that a cosmic disaster happens or is close to happen. These gods of antiquity returned to warn and educate early humans about the disaster and to rescue human beings they choose. Afterwards, some extraterrestrial genetic scientists come to Earth to create life again, and the process starts over. Since the beginning of early history, planet Earth has passed through several planetary catastrophes or cataclysms. Such may occur because of a previous event, and as a result may cause an ice age, a period of time in which planet Earth gets frozen. But luckily, extraterrestrial beings come to Earth to rescue such, and afterwards, some genetic scientists come to create life and intelligent life. Please comment below. Thanks for watching. The Truth Will Set You Free. See you next time.